I'm going to let you in on a secret. I know you've suspected this for a long time, but you couldn't prove it. If you've ever felt like there was this high-stakes game of musical chairs going on, and when the music stopped, you kept being the only one standing up there feeling like a palooka, well, you were right all along. The game is rigged. You see, every time you get up ahead of steam, you... Oh, come on! Some service providers feel like the other guys get all the breaks.
So what happens? He gets the title shot outdoors in a ballpark, and what do I get? A one-way ticket to Palookaville.
But all that's happening is that we're getting fooled into thinking that someone else's rules apply to us. I find that kind of funny. I mean, an entrepreneur, by definition, has already broken most of society's rules for how they're supposed to make a living. So if we break these made-up rules, we're also supposed to feel guilty about it?
I mean, I'm already pregnant, so what other kind of shenanigans can I get into?
It's amazing when you discover your purpose. It's a grander destiny than our institutions could ever imagine. And the best part? We get to make it up ourselves. Hi, I'm Steve Washer. Welcome to The Visible Authority. Today is about fate and destiny, something so easy to misinterpret because they don't mean the same thing. And an authority needs to know that.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
A wise man once told me that fate is what ultimately happens when you react to everything as either good or bad. Destiny is what you ultimately create when you act on what your heart tells you, even into an unknown future. The real problem with fate is that it's determined by the unconscious and endless reenactments of childhood dramas, and I do mean unconscious.
Every year something like this happens. I try to get something, I write it down specifically what I want, and you give me this! Every year! You think of every time I come here, I'm leaving right now. Every time this happens!
Wow. Destiny, though, destiny happens when you enter the presence moment, where your true intentions are born, the ones that lead to a life that fulfills you and makes for a better world. The obstacles can look a little daunting sometimes. You wonder how you're going to keep all those little mouths fed. But the heart that gave you that glorious intention is the same one that will lead you to your destiny. The obstacles are there just to show you what you need to get from point A to point B, even in the heat of battle.
I could do this all day.
That's why I make videos like this one. Sure, I love teaching how to make a better video. I can show you how to focus your lens, but if you don't have something to focus on, the camera might as well be like my elliptical machine, which has finally found its fate. So how do you compete when the game is fixed? Well, you don't. You don't run out on a battlefield designed, built, and fortified to destroy everyone on it, especially when you feel compelled to do so. That's a hard idea to get across, at least with much grace. Gets confused with something else.
Get off my lawn.
Oh, but Steve, you don't understand. My competitor, he's so big and he made that video that one time, so there's no room for me. I say the bigger they are, the harder they fall when you use one's own weight against them. And at the risk of mixing metaphors, that happens when you've become the river. Here, I'll be Master Poe for a moment. The moving water patiently wears down the stone until the water finds its freedom. Anyone who uses the content carousel is like the river, wearing down the stones of your competitors' one-off content that falls harmlessly into your stream and gets carried out to sea. But if the water is not in motion, the stones of opposition pile up and the stream of life is choked off. This is the fate of those who do not move like the river. They're stuck in an endless loop of grabbing every potential client they can, and if they fail, they might lose hope. All they have left is a delusion of grandeur.
And that doesn't taste very nice, does it, precious? No. Not very nice at all.
That's what it's like when you're chasing after clients and trying to convince them to do business with you. They don't know who you are, what you do, or even why they should find out. But if you have a way of demonstrating all of that on a consistent basis, this, what many of us do, is not difficult because it's not complex. It's not chasing after every new tactic and hoping that this will be the one that ends my quest of taking over the world. No. The goal is to do this one thing, this one little thing that feeds my audience week after week, year after year. And after a while, it becomes easier and you get better at it because it's one way to market, not 1,000. There's no confusion about what to do next. As for the so-called competition, if you just stand there in your truth, day after day, week after week, the stones thrown into your stream never reach you. They lay under the water, unstable little shapes being worn down under the rushing waves of truth. This is your destiny, if you choose it. So what's in your heart right now? That's what you have to make a video about, an article, a podcast, like the stream, never ending, but always bringing life. Who is it you want to help most? Find a way to do that. Maybe even use the stones. And watch as a dismal fate gives way to a glorious destiny. Well, in any case, way more fun and way better than a one-way ticket to Palookaville.